clock approached midnight. William Crinkle was fast asleep. Night was he woke to a strange sound coming from the attic. She climbed the stairs leading outside. He had never seen this chest just listened. Tonight, his life would change forever. Nathan Sanders presents Hello everybody and welcome to Midnight Evil. So, right now, it's like 8 a.m. and I was writing down stuff to play for Halloween. And so I bought like $60 worth of a bunch of games. And wrote them all down for stuff to play in Halloween so it could be active during that time. Well, let's see. I hope this is using it right. Long before the first humans stood upright and took their place in the world, there was a beautiful land that was ruled by what many would come to call the Fae. Long before the first humans stood upright and took their place in the world, there was a beautiful land that was ruled by what many would come to call the Fae. There we go. These ancient beings were worshipped by mankind, but they were also feared. These ancient beings were worshipped by mankind, but they were also feared. Humans were right to be afraid, for there were many different creatures that lived in the darkness, watching us, waiting. So, here. Most were harmless enough, amusing themselves by causing mischief and playing pranks on humans that crossed their paths. However, some had more sinister intentions. The Urkling, for example, have developed a liking for the taste of human children. These monsters are small, unnaturally fast, and impossible to kill. These monsters are small, unnaturally fast, and impossible to kill. What is going on? It was an unlucky tragedy for my people that we decided to build our village here, right in the middle of the Urklings' territory. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. We have lost so many children. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. There aren't enough tears in this world to weep for their loss. We have lost so many of our children over this past year. There aren't enough tears in this world to weep for their loss. There we go. I didn't realize those were examples. Thankfully, though, my grandmother taught me well in the ways of my druid ancestors. I may not be able to kill the little beasts, but I was able to work out a spell that binds them to this book. I could only hide it and pray that it never falls into the hands of a child. If you are reading this, know that I am truly sorry for the demons that have now been passed on to you. Opening the book will have awakened them. I'm sure they will be ravenously. Opening the book will have awakened them, and I'm sure they'll be ravenously hungry. There we go. I know y'all heard that. It was a bang. Here we go. Once the book is opened, you must read it out loud from beginning to end in order to return them to their magical prison. Be watchful. They may attack if you don't see them coming. Most importantly, once you finish this book, keep it hidden so that no one ever opens it again.
WIGS-FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Hello, darkness. My name is Nick Gloom. It's just me tonight.
What is going on?
As you guys know, we answer game questions and talk tips and tricks. Well, Nate usually does. I don't really play most of those games. Anyway, let's get to the phones. First caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Nick. I'm wondering, how do I beat the final boss in Terminator Destruction?
How would I know that?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm stuck here working for crap money. I still can't afford to buy new Atari games. Would you like me to page Nate?
I don't
Here's
know.
the thing. Like I said, I'm working here. I don't usually come on the radio. So, I don't have as much of a bedside manner as Nate does. But it's totally fine. I bought a new OBasic book, which is the programming language for Otori, since I can't afford to buy my own Otori games, and I'm working on my own homebrew game. The pending title is Evil Midnight, where I'm not sure what you're going to have to do yet, but I think it's going to be a horror game, and it's going to be at nighttime, and it's going to be evil.
You don't say.
Basically, you would do something all night, and then you would win. It's kind of like working here. I try to keep my head down all night, but Janet asks me to go on the air, and I'm always getting asked to do stuff. The more stuff I get asked to do, the more I get anxious and panic. It's a vicious cycle.
Is this some kind of life lesson? I just want to play Terminator.
Here's the thing.
Gosh. Okay. So, I don't know what's gonna happen, but whatever. Little Maggie O'Brien was the first. The children had been playing in Hoggins Forest when they all heard a noise, sensing no danger because there were so many of them. God, Now I'm scared. Hello? What was that? Sensing no danger because there were so many of them, 12 children in all, decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. Sensing no danger because there were so many of them, 12 children in all decided to investigate. Sensing no danger because there were so many of them, 12 children all decided to investigate the source of the strange sound. Thank you. Look around. Okay, a Tory, saws, As they all searched high and low, they soon realized that Maggie was missing. Frantically, they began searching for their friend. She was a small girl who loved to play hide and seek. Sounds I don't like. Her big brother Colin insisting that she was probably hiding somewhere, safe and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. Her big brother Colin insisted that she was probably hiding somewhere, safe and giggling to herself as she watched everyone search for her. Thank you. The sun's... Oh my god, what the fuck? Where? Hello? I'm assuming that means there's a little fucking goblin trying to gobble me up. The sun sank low into the sky and the forest grew dark. Children, frustrated and panicked, ran back to the village to alert their parents that the little Maggie was nowhere to be found. That's when everyone lit torches and spread out through the woods calling her name. That motherfucker, Baby Yoda. The little girl's mother sobbed desperately as we all inspected every corner of these woods in hopes of finding her. Hello? Her brother kept searching, tears streaming down his cheeks. I'm her big brother, he said, rubbing his eyes. I'm her big brother, he said, rubbing his eyes. Thank you. Motherfucker on the ceiling fan or something. I'm supposed to make sure nothing happens to her. It's not your fault, Colin, I assured him. We'll find her soon, and she'll be no worse for the wear. He nodded, forced a smile, and we all continued looking. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he had found her. The moment I heard him scream, I knew he had found her. I'm surprised that counted, honestly. Or rather, what was left of her, which wasn't much. We were sure it was Maggie, because she had worn her favorite hairbow that day. Her father plucked the pink ribbon from the body and fell to his knees, wailing into the darkness. Or Colin tried to tell us then. He said that she had been covered in what he described as little green men. I don't like this fucking game, dude. They were fat and green, he stammered, with bright glowing eyes. They were biting off bits of skin and flesh. With bright glowing eyes, they were biting off bits of skin and flesh. Here's something. Someone's gonna be at that door here in a minute. No one believed the lad. We all attributed the horrible ordeal to a hungry wild animal. We all attributed the horrible ordeal to a hungry wild animal, of course. What else could it possibly be? Scooping up what remained of little Maggie, the townsfolk set to work preparing for her funeral. Of course, what else could it possibly be? Scooping up what remained of little Maggie, the townsfolk set to work preparing for her funeral. We had no idea the horrors that laid ahead. I thought to myself how strange her wounds looked. I couldn't help but think back to what Colin had said about the little green men. It made me think of the stories my grandmother used to tell me. She said that our druid ancestors spoke of tiny creatures that lived long ago in the swamps and marshes surrounding our lands. The Urklings, she called them. There were 3 tribes, each being their own breed of evil. One tribe. Thank you. One tribe, I recall, she said, were green and fat. They would lure children away from safety and feast on their flesh. One tribe, I recall, she said, were green and fat. They would lure children away from safety. See, they would lure children away from safety and feast on their flesh. Cool. Love that. Oh my god. I'm out of my book. We didn't live near any swamps. Surely the boy's mind was playing tricks on him. Besides, the Urklings weren't real. They couldn't be. Besides, the Urklings weren't real. They couldn't be. They couldn't be. Thank you. There we go. See? Before I end the video, I just want to say I'm probably not going to post as much because I want to prep videos for October. And I want to have, like, every day, literally every day of October, we'll have a video coming out. So I'm going to pre-record a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what will be out, but if I have time to record some stuff and put it out for you guys before October, then you guys will get some videos. I think I'm going to post Midnight Evil earlier, like before October, but I have a whole bunch of games to play for October. But I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys, I don't know when, maybe in October. This might be the last video y'all see till October, but peace.